FYI, this is not a pity party episode or whatever. I just want to say something about this ghosting of a thing. If for the longest time you have been the smallest in the room, you're the person behind the scenes, like, do you even know the sound of your voice? What do I sound like? And you have stories, ideas, and opinions buzzing in your head. It is time for you to level up. This is the place for you. You are the main character here, and your story matters. I am Chiwendo, and this is Ordinary. This is Ordinary. I've been wanting to talk about ghosting. It's just been on my to-do list, and I didn't feel like I was ready yet to talk about it. I knew there was never a time where I would ever be ready to talk about ghosting. But I was reading my journal from 2020. That is the COVID year where everybody was at home doing nothing. I journaled a lot. I wrote a lot in my diaries. Like, I was constantly documenting my life and my thoughts. So I wrote about ghosting. I was in my second year in uni in 2020. Ghosting, in case you don't know, is when you are vibing with somebody, you guys are good, you guys are cool together, you guys, check up on each other, talk, you guys are basically like friends, and then out of the blues, they just disappear, ghost. They were on, and all of a sudden, they switched off on you. And when you notice that their lights went off, you wanted to know where they went to. You don't want to know why they disappeared. It's more like, where did you go to? Because you were always here, so where did you leave me and go? Why did you need to tell me that you were going somewhere, right? And in the process of asking them, where did you go to? They don't reply you, they don't return your calls. You might even be blacklisted in the process because, you're bugging them. Why are you asking stupid questions? And within that process of asking them and you're not getting a reply, and probably because you think, oh, let me use another person's number to call them, let me know whether they will answer, and voila, they answer the call. And you're wondering, so why didn't they answer my own number? Why are they answering another person's number? That means nothing happened to their phone or nothing happened to their network. They are just ignoring your calls. Maybe you now hop on Instagram, you see a new post from them, living the life. You see a story from them, you see a status from them. You are in utter confusion. You are fretting. You are wondering what the hell happened. I'm going to be brutally honest about this whole thing, because I was like, before I record this episode, let me get my notes together, let me get my thoughts together. But I don't think I want to do that anymore, because I just want to speak from my heart. FYI, this is not a pity party episode or whatever. I just want to say something about this ghosting of a thing. Now, ghosting is like this trend that has appeared in this our generation. Ghosting is now has been normalized. When you say, oh, somebody ghosted me, it's like, oh, alright, it's normal, people do that, it's not okay, but so it's fine. It would have happened in the 90s, in the 80s, but right now it's normalized. And the fact that it is normalized is what pisses me off, is what angers me, is what just tears my heart open and makes me wonder at the humanity of people. You don't know the impact of what, let me not have that conversation with this person. Let me just go. You don't know what that ghosting does to the other person. Especially for a person who is still forming their ideas about themselves, who is still forming an identity about how they should exist in the world. And they met you. They unleashed their secrets to you. They were their most vulnerable, most open self to you. They were XYZ to you. They have never been this kind of persons to anybody. And you took that and just disappeared. For a person that's still forming an identity, just like a baby that is still learning how to walk, and you cut off their toes, how the hell are they going to walk again? I know that might not be the best analogy, but anyways, a gun to my head, I know that I haven't ever intentionally ghosted anyone. Emphasis on intentionally ghosted anyone. Before I ghost you, or even before I stop talking to you, I need you to know the reason why I stopped talking to you. I need you to know the reason why my energy is no longer what it used to be. You will know why I stopped talking to you. You don't even need to assume anything. There are no assumptions here. You already know, because I will tell you before I back off. Now, in my life, I won't say I'm the queen of people that have been ghosted. No, I know that there are a lot of people that have undergone it more than me. But the few times, at least the 2 times I underwent ghosting, it was heartbreaking. It was mind-numbing what happened. And I've thought back to what it made me feel. The fact that this person just stopped talking to me, stopped existing in my life, and I tried to reach out to know what's happening, and then me going on social media to find out that they are actually happy, nothing happened to them, they just decided to stop talking to me, made me wonder, did I do something wrong? Oh, blimey, that's true. I'm such a boring person. Oh, I'm socially awkward. That's why they stopped talking to me. Oh, I'm not as intelligent as I think I was. Oh, it might be that thing that happened that time, but we're cool. I told her sorry and she agreed. I told him sorry and she agreed. And we're cool. So how would she be remembering something that happened before? And why could that be the reason why she stopped talking to me? All these things start going into your head and you start asking yourself these questions. You start doubting yourself. You start wondering what the hell is happening. Now, this other person that did the ghosting, they don't know this. The only thing that is going through their mind is that they just stood up without consent and left your life. They waltzed into your life, did their thing, and just feel like they can waltz out back of your life, which is unacceptable, which is rude, which is a disgusting behavior. You walked into my life without permission, did your thing, made me laugh, made me happy, made me want to think of a future with you. And I'm not talking about boyfriend or girl, I'm talking about friends. Made me think of a future with you, made me want to become a better person. And you think you can just open that door again and just leave without telling me you're leaving or the reason why you are leaving. They just think it's just going out. You have left the person you ghosted in a state of confusion, in a state of a lot of emotional trauma, even more social awkwardness, because now what is going through their head is that the next person they meet might ghost them. Do you understand? Oh, let me not give too much, oh, let me not be this person. It either goes left or right in the aspect of they would want to improve themselves, character building, to be better, to realize that why they feel hurt about this ghosting is because yes, they really love the person. There was a level of codependence, the aspect of that they needed that person to validate them, or all of them. They realized that they didn't love themselves enough. They realized that they need to heal from some things they have been carrying. They realized that the way they attach to people is unhealthy. They realized that they themselves have like toxic traits and they need to heal from that. That's the right part of it, character building. Let's talk of the people that go left, the people that go into the ditch, the people that now go into the world, become proper ghosters, give zero commitment to whatever they are doing, feel like they can hurt people, hurt people, feel like they can easily transfer trauma, feel like they can easily transfer ghosting, feel like they can easily disappear from people's life when they feel like they no longer need them anymore, feel like they aren't loved, feel like they are just nuisance, feel like they're socially awkward, feel worthless, feel like they don't deserve anything, feel less confident about themselves. When it came to my life, ghosting made me go left and right. First of all, I went left in the aspect of I could care less about people, because how could I have cared for somebody so much and they felt like they didn't deserve me, or they felt like they could do away with me, they could just trash me whenever they wanted to. How could that happen? First time I decided to care, really care about someone or show love to someone, this is what they do. Maybe not like the first time I decided to intentionally care and love someone that is outside my family, strangers, people. The person felt like they could trash it. How could I care for any other person? Love could burn. It could exist in hell. I cried a lot. I mourned what was future. It was crazy. I doubted myself. It's confirmed that I wasn't deserving of love. Like, people just admire me for what I have, but they don't really love me. But then the right is that I discovered that I needed to change my notion of who I am. That's the character building, identity forming. It helped me realize that I needed to see myself for who God sees me as a person that nations could be traded for, as a person that He could send His Son to die for, as a person who was worthy of love, who was loved, who has a lot to offer the world. That was the right I went to. I also wondered, am I not a good friend? What could I have possibly done that made this person to just leave like that? What is it I did? Most times I still question myself, but it's not as heart-wrenching as it used to be. This happened in 2018 when we all left boarding school. When you leave people, you don't know the impact you're leaving on them, especially somebody you're close to. Then you see them on social media, hanging out with other friends, smiling with other friends, and you are there behind the screen, watching them and wondering, my God, But I was there for you. I cared for you. I loved you. So why? When you assume, you make an ass of you and me. So when you ghost the person, you leave the person to assume a lot of things, especially if the person's brain is wild. Their imaginations are just wild. They just think of a lot of things, hating themselves and also hating you in the process. Maybe the reason why you ghosted is what's the word now? Is reasonable. It made sense for you to ghost. Nothing makes sense for somebody to ghost, but your reason was important. It was for you to preserve yourself and to protect yourself. There's no reason to ghost anybody, but if you had given a reason to go, your reason would have been important, let's just say, right? But because you didn't communicate, the reason why you are breaking off this friendship makes you a villain in my story, makes you a villain in the story of the person you ghosted. The truth hurts. I've always wondered if the people that ghosted me communicated the reason why they left. And I'm not saying ghosting as in somebody you just met today and all of a sudden, I'm not talking about that, it's ghosting. But see the one I'm saying, like people I've met, people I talked to like for a week, like we really vibed for a week, and then after that week they didn't talk to me again. I don't care about those people. At this point I don't used to care about those people because it's like that one is over normalized. You understand? It's crazy. It's just stupid how that one happens. I'm talking of somebody you have spent years with, 4 years of your life, 5 years of your life, 2 years of your life, even a year of your life, 3 years. They made those years beautiful and they just stood up and left. Those are the people I'm talking about. I always wondered, if these people told me like the reason why they were leaving, I would have been hurt. There would have still been the same heartbreak because they are leaving regardless. But then you're saving me the strength of wondering what happened. Why did you leave? Oh, maybe I did something. Oh, I'm such a foolish girl. I'm not so beautiful. La la la. It would have saved me of all those negative talks, at least to an extent. So recently, I wanted to stop talking to a person, and I had my reasons. If I told you my reason for wanting to stop talking to that person, you would have told me, go girl, you just need to protect yourself. But I felt innately bad because I knew that leaving would hurt the person and hurt me too, because I don't want to be the villain in anybody's story, even though I'm a villain in some people's story, because there are sometimes you don't even know what you did and you're a villain. But I didn't want to intentionally be a villain in somebody's story. So I had to tell them why this thing between us, this friendship between us, it won't be as rosy, as conversational, as easy as it used to be. I think I ghosted. I think I was a ghosted at this point now, but I think I stopped talking to them for I think I ghosted for a month, and within that month I felt uneasy. I felt bad. I felt like, no, Churenda, this is wrong. You need to tell this person. And when I finally grew up to tell the person the reason why I haven't been talking to them in a month, I felt lighter. I felt like free to now ghost. At this point, it's not ghost. I felt free to not talk to this person again. I felt liberty. I felt at liberty to not want to enforce friendship or whatever. I felt I could think freely now. I could care less now about what this other person is thinking of me. So when they know that I'm not talking to them anymore, they would know that, oh, this is the reason why. Whether it makes sense to you or not, this is the reason why she stopped talking to you. I think that's the one time I've wanted to ghost someone but decided not to. So in case you are planning to ghost somebody, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I just need you to realize that don't make an ass of yourself. Don't intentionally be the reason why somebody would walk through the world hurting other people or have a bad story to tell. Don't be the reason why people would call radio stations or have something to drink about, something to do drugs about, something to cry about. Don't be the reason. Be mature, be grown, to let people know why you don't want to be in their lives anymore. You could still be in their life, but once they have an idea of why you don't want to be in their life anymore, I promise you the whole relationship or the friendship won't be the same. Or they might try to be better, but they don't have power on you anymore. You can now do whatever you want to do. You're not sneaking around. You're not calculating when you post your status or put up a video. You do it whenever you want. You say what you want to say. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. But I just feel like if you're to ghost somebody, do it with grace. Be compassionate about it. Be empathetic about it. Consider the person's will to leave again. You never know the impact you have on people until you leave them and they become like nothing without you. They might not admit it, but then if somebody that is ghosted is called what now? But in case if you are the one that received the ghosting, you're the victim of the story right now. I can't tell you what to do, but it's part of character building. Use that moment to reflect. What I tried to do was, I didn't want to see I put the blame on the person, but at the point I was like, wait, this putting blame on somebody is getting old. Is it still news? What toxic trait would you have brought into this friendship now? What would you have done wrong in this friendship now? And I kind of realized how the whole friendship went. Oh my gosh, there were a lot of red flags everywhere. Then with that, I started looking at places where I can develop myself. Oh, once somebody gives you attention, you have already dreamt of a future with the person. That needs to stop. The way you attach to people is crazy. You don't like yourself that much, but start liking yourself now. So it should be character building, because this doesn't apply to everybody, but the reason why people become better, why people heal, why people become better versions of themselves is because there were people there to trigger that in the aspect of being a bad person to them, or doing something that made them realize that, oh, they needed to be a different version of themselves, or become a better version of themselves. Become a version of, oh, I used to hate myself before. I felt like I wasn't enough, but when this thing happened, I realized that, oh, I needed to be better. I needed to like myself. I needed to know that I was enough. I needed to know that I have confidence and I have things to do. I was put on this earth to dominate it because of that bad thing that happened. So you can't totally erase bad things happening. It happens, but then character building comes next. Maybe even before the character building comes, we do a little bit smoking there, drugs there, sex there, relationships where we hurt other people, doing wild things. Okay, I'm not saying it's cool, but it's the phase, right? When that one happens, we go right next to character building. So just be graceful and compassionate with the things you're doing on earth. That's all I'm saying. If you have to ghost someone, be graceful about it. If you're the one being ghosted on, sorry that happened, and I can't guarantee that you would not hurt other people, but anyways, try not to hurt people. Be graceful too. Be empathetic. Stop ghosting people. There is nothing normal about ghosting. It's a crazy thing. It's wild. It's stupid. Don't ghost people. Don't do that. I don't know whether you got anything from this episode, but anyways, if there's one thing you would get, is to be compassionate and graceful. Thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to share, review, subscribe, rate, do all the good stuff. You can follow me on Instagram at Ordinary the podcast, on YouTube, the Chi Wendell. Thank you for always being here. I love you. Bye.